Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today we have a fantastic collection from our friends at Graphic 45. This is the Make It Splash collection, and it's perfect for summer, well, any time of year really, but if you enjoy the ocean and mermaids, so beautiful. We put together some gorgeous cards like this one. This is a sidestep card. We're going to be giving away this card to one lucky viewer who likes, comments, and subscribes. So watch to the end of the video and check out the instructions about that. So come play with us. All right, let's take a look at this gorgeous 8x8 Make a Splash paper pad. So Graphic 45 does gorgeous papers. You're getting 3 of each of these. Look at this one with these cutouts on the back. It's so gorgeous. I love these little scallopy, like fish scales. They're beautiful. And on the back, all these gorgeous mermaids. Here we have all of these seashells, and then on the back, different color seashells. And then I love this tone-on-tone one with the mermaids and the seashells, beautiful blue. And then we've got this gorgeous stripe, and it says, "Make a wish upon a starfish" along each border. And this one, "The sea is calling and I must go," is the theme on this one. Look at that, "Born to be a mermaid" are the words on that one. That's kind of a repeated theme here. We've got another "Born to be a mermaid," and then on the back side, we've got all of these cutouts. As I said, you get 3 of each one. And then this is just gorgeous with all of these starfish kind of layered, this gorgeous blue. And then we've got this gorgeous seaweed. Oh, it's so beautiful. And look at these pearls on this lavender paper. So beautiful. And then on the back side, we've got this really gorgeous sort of statement page. It would be beautiful for journal making and things like that. All right, so then you guys, we've also got some beautiful ephemera. Let's just open this up and take a look at it. And you're getting, how many pieces of ephemera are in here? Let me see if it says at the top of the package. You're getting a lot of ephemera, like a lot. You get 42 sort of pieces. I would have guessed there's more than that on there. So many. So you got frames, all these little card toppers, lots of tags, lots of little like stamps, shapes, all these great little titles and greetings, and of course lots of mermaids. And what I loved about working with this, you've got lots of them going in each direction. Sometimes die cut pieces will have, you know what I'm talking about, they'll have the images all facing in one direction, and these are pretty evenly distributed between left and right, so that's really nice. Gorgeous, and some seahorses, beautiful. All right, and then we've got all of these flowers, you guys. The flower assortments that Graphic 45 does are just fantastic. And for this, you get 63 flowers and butterflies. Now you're getting the layered flowers, right? You know, like, and leaves. And then, let me pull all these apart. All right, so you're getting the layered ones. Okay, you know how you're kind of layering them like that. They look great with foam tape in between them. And then you're getting the rolled flowers, which I'm going to do a demo on that one. And then you're getting the leaves, and you're getting lots of beautiful butterflies. And then they've got these sort of like little centers that you can use on the center of your flowers as you kind of build them up. So those are gorgeous. We're going to be using a lot of those as well. So let's get to the cards. So for this one that I showed you in the opening, this is our giveaway card, and this is a sidestep card. I'm using the 5 cards and 5 envelopes. These are already die cut. They come die cut and folded. You just pull them out, and then you start building your card. But for those of you with die cutting machines, we have this one as well. And you guys, this comes in a big solid piece of metal, which is fantastic. It keeps it from warping, and it just lasts and lasts and lasts. You could also have your card, if you turn it inside out and kind of refold, you can have it going in either direction. So sometimes you see them like this or like this. It just depends on which way you want to feature it. All right, so for this one, you guys, I used some of that beautiful purple seashell paper, and then the paste that was on the back where it's more colorful. I used to use a strip of it down here, and then I continued to use strips of that on the backs of these steps. Then I got to decorate it with the ephemera, and I used this one mermaid right here. I should mention I inked all the edges of my pieces with just a little black ink. I think that makes them just have a nice crisp edge. And then of course I used a little foam tape on this piece right here. And if you're not familiar with our giant wheel of foam tape, we've got it right here. Woo. This one, it's huge, and there's 150 feet or 50 yards of foam tape on that, and it's about 20 bucks, so it's gonna last you a long time. I also added some beautiful little pearls. Well, here we go. Here are some jewels I added. These are Caribbean. Is it Caribbean or Caribbean? Which one do you say? These little crystals that I added just sort of amongst the seashells and that little tag right there. And then I still have to find my, here it is. These little pearl self-adhesive border stickers are so cute. I put those along the top and the bottom right there. And yeah, this was just a really fun and colorful one to put together. All right, so this one, you guys, we have got, this is a tri-fold one. And we're just opening that up, and it's got lots of flowers here on the front. It's got crystals, it's got some pearls, and then on the back side I just put a little pocket for these cutouts. So let's take a look at how you put together one of these. It's so simple. You're just taking 2 cards. So this measures 5 by 6.5 inches. So I just took 2 of our 5 by 6.5 inch cards, okay? And I just did this. I glued the centers overlapping, all right? And then actually I turned it this way. So, no, I didn't. I turned it this way. Okay, so this way we're gonna go like this, how I had it originally. So you're just gluing this card with the fold on the right and this card with the fold on the left. You're just putting them together, gluing that center part, and then you've got your trifold. It's really easy to do, and I think it's kind of makes it kind of a spectacular presentation. So I used that one sheet of paper that I showed you here at the end that is kind of great for, yeah, for just sort of like a large cover piece. That's what I used there. I used the pearl pieces at the top of the bottom, and I also just used some solid pastel cardstock. Used some of that striped paper here, some of the paper that the multicolored seashells at the bottom. This is a great one for using up some scraps of paper right there. And then you guys, I used one of those little flowers that we're going to be making right here. All right, so what I like to do with these is I like to use a bone folder, which I have to grab out of my box here. All right, so the first thing I like to do is just sort of take my bone folder and do this first. And what you're doing is you're just giving it a little bit of a curve. Just a little, not a lot. And then we're going to use some hot glue. And I just like to use a little pokey tool for this. We're going to start on one end. And you're just rolling it. And if you don't have a pokey tool like this, you could use a bamboo skewer, just anything that's really small, like smaller than a pencil, just to give you something to start rolling. And then after a while, you don't even need that. You're just going to continue to roll. You're just following along. It doesn't have to be a particularly tight roll. All right, and then when you get to here, you're just going to kind of let it loosen up a little bit. That. And then we're going to take a little dot of hot glue. Careful, careful, because that first dot of glue that comes out of there is really hot. And then you're just going to be sticking that, just let it loosen up a little bit. And we're just going to be going like this and just manipulating that a little bit. And then while that's drying, we're just kind of holding it. And then I just like to take my fingers and I like to bend those petals back. Just pinch it a little bit going backwards. And we're going to do that kind of working around and kind of moving our way in. And when you do that, it just gives a little, opens that flower up a little bit and gives it just a little more interest, a little more volume. Okay, and then you could even just take your little applicator tool and a little black ink, and you can just do a little bit of ink. And if you're doing a lighter color flower, like a lavender, you could use lavender ink, you could use navy blue ink. This is something just to add a little bit more depth to those petals. And that's what you got right there. And then I just took this and I just glued that directly to the card. Okay, so they look pretty cute and they're so easy to make. Might need a little bit of practice. And then I just added some leaves there as well, and I added some pearls. Here we go. These are from Hunky Dory, and these are also self-adhesive. These are classic pearls. So cute. They come in 2 sizes, which is really nice. And I placed some here. I got some of those little Caribbean pearl crystals right here and up here, around here. I foam taped a little one of those ephemera pieces here. We've got the little book plate kind of going on right here, and then I added some tiny words and phrases dazzle stickers, happy birthday, whatever holiday you'd want, and then foam taped another little starfish right there. So this one came together really easily. All right, so for this one, you guys, we've got a window in this card. So on the inside, I just covered it with some pastel cardstock, took a scrap of paper with the mermaids on it and inked the edges black and just glued that down the center. And then this piece right here is one of those ephemera pieces, and I just centered it so it would look nice in that window. And then the card front, this is a 5 by 6.5 inch card. I didn't cover it, I cut it slightly smaller to fit here with that beautiful little like scaly paper, which is so cool. And then what I did, you guys, is I die cut that oval there. And the oval is from our 10 oval and scallops. And I took this one right here, covered this with paper first, okay? It's definitely easier to do this technique if you're covering it with the paper first. And then we're gonna go ahead and put that there. You could just put a little low-tack tape there to keep it in place. And then we're just going to place this scrap piece of cardstock right over that. We're gonna turn this over and we're gonna turn it this way. Remember, this is 5 inches wide. So if you have got a die cutting machine that's got a 6-inch wide platform, like a Big Shot or a Gemini Junior, this is gonna fit through there perfectly. Now on the back side, you're gonna get a little bit of an indentation, but that's why we covered this inside, so it looks very nice. And we've got this really fun little window. So once I have this window, then I just foam taped some elements right here and here from the ephemera. I made some flowers. I added some crystals. This one I'm playing up on that lavender color, so these are grape colored crystals. And then I added some of those big pearls. There was a pearl already on this shell, and I went ahead and added that right there just for a little bit of dimension. So yeah, this was fun. So you guys, then I took this one, I took the oval that I cut out, and I'm going to use that on a card that we're going to put together right here. So here's that oval that I cut out, and I'm just inked those edges all the way around that with a little black on my little applicator right there. I'm going to get my glue. All right, so we've got our 5 by 6.5 inch card, and I've got another little piece of this paper. It's got the stripes on the back. We're gonna go ahead and tack this down. And yes, that is the amount of glue I get. I make sure I get the corners and the edges really well and just put a little bit here in the center because the center is not going anywhere. I like to put a lot of glue around the areas that get the most handling, and that's kind of right here. All right, and then we're going to take that, we're going to utilize that oval, and then we've got this little frame. We're going to offset that. So you're going to see a little bit of the oval like that. And then we've got this piece right here, which I think is so cool. I've also got this piece right here, and I think I might put that down too. Kind of like this, yes. All right, know what I'm going to do now. So that's going to go right there. We're going to take our frame and put it right here, and then I'm going to have that little strip of purple lavender pearl paper go over the top of this, I think. Just kind of sharing my process with you, how that goes. That's going to go right there. I've gone ahead and I've inked the edges this as well. Right across the center there. This one's going to go right here. Now I could put a little foam tape on that, and I think I will. So get my giant wheel of foam tape here. Just cut off a little chunk of that. Okay, that's going to go right there, I think. And then we've got the little Born to be a Mermaid. That's got some foam tape on there already. That right there. And then these pieces, I've got my little flower piece that's inked around the edges, and it's got that little center, and I put one of the little Caribbean pieces right there. It's got some foam tape. I've got some foam tape on the back of this one as well. Put those pieces kind of right like that. And I've got a cute little seashell that I can put up here, and I've also got a little butterfly. So let's get some more foam tape. I have too much foam tape. Okay, I think we're going to put this one right there. And for this little guy, we're going to have his wings lift up a little bit. So I'm going to take this little piece of foam tape, and I'm going to put that here. And here. And then I'm going to put a little bit of glue right on the center where the body is. And I'm going to place that, I think, right there. And then you're just going to tack down the center so that those wings have a little bit of a lift. Not so much lift that you can't put it into an envelope and mail it, but it's going to have a little bit of lift there when it comes out. And then for mailing on something like this, I would just take a piece of cardstock the same size. I would put that right over the center, and I would go ahead and put it in my envelope. And this one does have quite a bit of dimension on it, so you might have to have it hand canceled. You could also include it with the gift or just hand deliver it. All right, so you guys, we've got a great money saver on this collection. I think, as you can see, it's just a really fun one for summer or any year round. If you live on one of the ocean states, this is a fun one to have year round. There we go. This is the one, you guys, that we're going to be giving away. So definitely like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel, and you'll be entered in to win this one. Just follow the instructions at the end of the video for the rest of that. Thanks for joining me today, you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.